Jesus, Lord.
Fill us with your power. Live inside of me. Welcome, Holy Spirit.
Welcome, Holy Spirit.
We are in your presence. Fill us with your power. Live inside of me. You're the living water.
Living water,
Never drying
fountain.
Comforter and
Counselor.
take complete control. Welcome, Holy Spirit.
Welcome, Holy Spirit.
We are in your presence.
We are in your presence.
Fill us with your power. Live inside of me. Fill us with your power. Live inside of
Amen. My uncle Bon is connected to my knee bone. My knee bone is connected to my hip bone. Just like you and me. 10 bones. 10 bones, 10 bones, 10 bones, 10 bones are like bones. 10 bones, 10 bones, 10 bones, 10 bones are like bones. 10 bones, 10 bones, 10 bones, 10 bones are like bones. Just like you and me. My hip bone is connected to my backbone. Let's start. Everybody will move their body. If you will not move your body, I will bring you here in front. You will dance with me. My tubo is connected. Okay, brother? If I saw you not moving, I will bring you here. Maestro. My tubo is connected to my bone. My bone is connected to my knee bone. My knee bone is connected to my hip bone. Just like you and me. 10 bones. 10 bones, 10 bones, 10 bones, I like bones. 10 bones, 10 bones, 10 bones, 10 bones, I like bones. 10 bones, 10 bones, 10 bones, 10 bones, I like bones. Just like you and me. My hip bone is connected to my backbone. My backbone is connected to my shoulder bone. My shoulder bone is connected to my neck bone. Just like you and me. 10 bones. 10 bones, 10 bones, 10 bones, 10 bones, I like bones. 10 bones, 10 bones, 10 bones, 10 bones, I like bones. 10 bones, 10 bones, 10 bones, 10 bones, I like bones. Just like you and me. Neck bone. My neck bone is connected to my jawbone. My jawbone is connected to my cheekbone. My cheekbone is connected to my head bone. Just like you and me. 10 bones, 10 bones, 10 bones, 10 bones, I like bones. 10 bones, 10 bones, 10 bones, 10 bones, I like bones. 10 bones, 10 bones, 10 bones, 10 bones, I like bones. Just like you and me. Our families are not perfect. Ask me why. Because our families are like brownies, mostly sweet with a little bit of nuts. Amen?
Let's sing Thy Word. Someone beside you, love one another. There are no separate command on becoming a good husband or a good wife or becoming a good father or mother. There are no separate command. We just need to follow the most important commandment, which is love. That's it, love. A loving person becomes a loving wife, a loving husband. Father, a loving father or mother. Let's read. Greater love has no one that he laid down his life for his friends. This is the greatest love, that you lay down your life for your friends. You know what? Sometimes there is conflict in your marriage, conflict between parents and children, because we are not willing to lay down our lives. The reason why we got conflicts, division, separation, divorce, because we are not willing to lay down our lives for one another. Amen? You belong to a big family, raise your hand. Big family. If you come to a big family, say, thank God. It's a blessing. You know what? I'm not talking only to the number of children. I'm talking about extended family, mama, papa, grandma, number one, cousin number one, number two, uncle number one, number two. I'm talking about the extended family. In the States, there is no more extended family. And they're missing a lot. It takes a village to raise a child. It takes a whole extended family. How many of you wants to go to the States, Canada, UK? You wanna migrate one day? Raise your hand. Just be honest. Can you make a promise? Can you make a promise? You better return. If you go out to this country, please return and bring your dollars and invest in the country. My dear brothers and sisters, when you go out to this country and migrate, I want you to look for an extended family. Because your parents, grandparents are here. So you look for an extended family. You look for a prayer group, a community. Tell someone beside you, you're my family. How many of you have a great family? Great family. Raise your hands. Great. Great. If you want to have a great family, there are few things that I want to share with you today on how to have a great family and how to have a loving family. I choose this topic because it is very timely. Our family, right now, at this very moment, it's very different before. The children, all. So, today I propose few things I want to share with you to have a great family. Number one, it's 4 things. Number 1, be a phenomenal human being. Honor your parents. Number 2, serve your siblings. Number 3, love your spouse. Number 4, and number 5 is train your children. I have a props here. Props. All of you have love tank. I symbolize it. Love tank. We have love tank. Love tank. Spoon. I call it love tank. Okay? Do you follow?
Yeah.
I'm gonna symbolize with this water bottle. Okay, water bottle. My love tank is full. Full. There is water here. Okay? The water represents love. Okay? Now, in a normal marriage, in a healthy, strong family, kids are born in this world. You know what? Their love tank is empty. When a kid's born, newly born, the love tank is empty. Not yet. It's empty. Empty. Every child that was born in this world, their love tank is empty. What do parents do? What do parents do? You will put love on that tank, okay? Parents spending time with their children, teaching their children, you are putting love tank, love to your children. You see the picture? Do you do that in your family? At this time? Parents playing with their kids, playing in the floor, running, or whatever. You give time to your children. Every time you do that, you put love in their time. Family, do you eat together? Every time you eat together with your children at home. Because right now, you know, we don't eat anymore like that together. That's a very big problem. So every time you gather as a family and eat together as a family with your children, you are putting love in their tongue. Every time you go to the beach with your children, you play with your children, you play with the sun, etc., etc., you put love. You put love in their tongue. Do you do that in your family? Every time you pray with your family, with your kids, kids growing up from kids. You see, very nice picture. Every time you do that, you put love in their tongue. So, parents is spending their time with their kids, nurturing their time with their kids, playing with them, disciplining with them, teaching, you are putting love in their tongue. You give love to your children if your love tongue is empty. In a normal marriage, a healthy marriage, we're gonna feel that love tongue. But Father, I have a problem. My parents are gone, and I'm already 30 years old. How could my parents give me love? I'm a broken human being. If your self-concept is broken, if your self-image is broken, if your self-worth and self-esteem is down, you don't like yourself, listen to me. How can you like your wife? How can you like your children if you don't like yourself? If you don't value yourself, how can you value someone else? Are you listening to me?
Yes.
Say this to me. You cannot give what you have. Name that called down habit in Latin. You cannot give what you do not have. Now listen to me. Father, my love tank is empty. I don't like myself. I'm a broken person. Single people, raise your hands. Single. I will give you two very important recommendations. You write this down. I want you to give very important recommendation. Single people, write this down. Those who are pretending single, that's okay. Do not get married unless your love tank is full. Amen? Never, never. If your love tank is empty, do not get married. You have nothing to give. If your love tank is empty, do not get married. If you are broken inside, if you don't like yourself, if you don't value yourself, if you don't love yourself, you have no love to give. Do not get married until you will say, how? Ask me how. Go to God and until God fill your love tank in prayer. Receive the love of God. Understand that God loves you no matter what. Amen? Loving wonderful friends. Loving wonderful friends. Invest in them and just be healed. Amen? Go to God. Go to God. Fill up your love tank. My brothers and sisters, I have a wonderful parents who fill my love tanks, but they are not perfect. And then I began to hate my father because I don't like his bad vices. My father is a drunkard. Very. That is his vice. He drinks a lot. Go home and then talk a lot. Fighting with my mother. Talking a lot, cursing, whatever, and then throwing all the in the kitchen, all the whatever. Yeah, it's like that. When I was a child, I feel broken because of my father, because of his vice. I don't like him. I curse him. To the point I pray to God, Lord, get my father so that we don't have any problem. I really don't like my father. I'm now in the seminary, and still I don't like advice. And my prayer, all those 10 years in the seminary, I had only one prayer: Lord, change my father. 10 years. But in that 10 years in the seminary, before I became priest, the Lord did not change my father. Never, still the same. When I was ordained priest, after 10 years, I changed my prayer. Lord, change me. I have a problem with my father. And I started to forgive my father. I started to respect my father. And I started to love my father. I accept him, whatever he is. But before, I cannot accept him. No, never. I don't like it. After all those forgiveness, everything, I feel lighter. My life, my heart, my mind is very light already because I forgive him. There in the negative of my father. The problem is in me. That's why the Lord did not listen to my prayer. Never. Until I changed my prayer. Lord, change me. Amen? Amen. So, because of that, God healed me. And God changed me. And filled up my love tank. And here it is. I want you to grow your spiritual life. Establish your financial life. Discern your state of life. Choose your spouse well. Do you want to be happy? Huh? One of those secrets to be happy is choose your spouse very well. Amen? Amen. Ask me why. Why? Because his love tank is empty. Amen? How do I live without you? Don't believe. Run away, run away. Because his love tank is empty. Your whole married life will become difficult. That person will sucking you dry. That person will depend on you. His self-worth, his self-esteem. You gotta choose someone whose love tank is full. Amen. You like this? Later. So, you gotta choose someone whose love tank is full. Someone who will tell you, you know, sweetheart, if you will separate from me and choose someone else, I will cry. I will cry for a few months. But after that, I will stand up and live my life, my beautiful life.
That's right.
Because I have future to live. You know what? I have rather that you be with me and walk towards this future. But if you choose not to, it's okay. I will still go and have a great life. Amen? So, if you want to have a great family, preparation, live a fantastic life right now. Amen.
Amen.
Raise your hands. Parents. I want you to know that the most difficult job in the world is not a pilot job. It's not a surgeon job. It's not a president in the company. The most difficult job in the world is a mother and a father's job. Amen? Please understand, you have got the most difficult job in the world. You gotta raise your child. You deserve honor. The moment you became parents, you deserve honor. And God says, honor your father and mother. So that, all together, honor your father and your mother, so that you may live long in the land the Lord your God is giving you. How many of you have parents still alive? Tell yourself, I am blessed. True. It's true. How many of you don't have parents anymore? You are an orphan. Okay. You are an orphan. Those who raise their hands will tell you it's good to have mommy and daddy. If only they could go on time capsule, time travel, and go back in time so that they can embrace their parents and say, I love you, mommy, daddy. They cannot do that anymore now. If your parents is still alive, please honor your father and your mother. Amen?
Amen.
Here's something else the Bible does not say. The Bible does not say, obey your mother and father. Obeying your parents is something that your children, as they grow up, need to, as obeying your parents. As you grow older and you got married, you're not required to obey your parents 100%, but you are required to honor them. Listen to them. Consider their advice. Honor them the way you speak to them. To defer to their authority. Serve them. Respect them. Do you know that simple phone call can make them happy?
Yes.
Parents, they did not leave you when you were young. So don't leave them when they are old. Your parents may not be perfect, but they are the most precious gift God has ever given you. Can you choose your father or mother? We can. We can. So if the Lord give you that kind of father, thanks be to God because you have father, you have mother like that. If we have the option to choose our father and mother, of course we will choose. We want the ideal father, the ideal mother, right? You know, I am guilty of this. Always. Before. Very, very guilty. Children, do you pray for your parents? Do you try to support them in their noble endeavors? They will make mistakes like you, but they have a divine mission to accomplish in your life. Will you help them do so? Will you add honor to their name and bring comfort and support to them in their old years? Don't anger your parents in order to please other people. Those other people did not spend their lives building yours. I'm guilty of that. Very guilty. Do you serve your parents? Keep telling on them. Keep on telling them that you love them. Spend time with them. I know the day will come. We will no longer be able to do that. Amen? Serve your siblings. How many of you have siblings? Raise your hands. A brother or a sister. Everybody got siblings, right? So, everybody say, I am blessed. Yes, you are. How many of you remember when you are children, you used to fight with your brother and your sister? Remember that? You remember that you tried to grab toys from each other? Like that? You remember that? Say, that's normal. That's normal. That's normal. When you grab toys with each other when you were kids and you fight, that's normal. Tell someone beside you, that's normal. It's okay. But here's what's not normal. Ask me what? This one is not normal. This is abnormal. When you are big or grown up already and you still grabbing from each other's toys. That's mine. No. That's mine. No. That's not normal. If you are 60 years old, 50 years old, you are grabbing each other's toys. That's abnormal. You're supposed to be more selfless and more loving. That's what happened. Have you read? Listen to me. Listen to me. Have you read in the newspapers of the rich family when their parents die? What happens to the brothers and sisters? They grab each other's toy. That's my property. No, that's mine. That's mom's jewelry. That's mine. That's my father's land. That's mine. That's the land that I asked before for my father. That's mine. So the brothers and sisters, they are fighting. They are fighting. They fight. That's wrong. Say, that's wrong. Abnormal. What or the leader of the family should step up and say, the question is not whether it's equal or just or fair. If the leader of the sibling says, let's divide the property fair and just, that's where fighting happens. The answer is, the eldest or leader of the family must sacrifice and say, I'll take the smallest share. I'll take the smallest share. It's a big challenge. Why? This is the answer. Why? Because when he starts that and sacrifices, you know what will happen? Other sibling will say, oh no, don't do that. Let's make it equal. And the eldest, no. The eldest will say, no, I'm sacrificing. I'm giving you a lesson, an example. It's not about money. It's about relationship. How many broken relationships with brothers and sisters because they are fighting with the property, with the things? How many? Brothers and sisters. Do you know a families? I know a families. They have reunion in the court. That's where the reunion are because they got court cases. I know a family. You know a family? You want your families to be like that? Oh, of course. We want our family reunions in the beach, not in the court. We want our family reunions on Sundays over lunch. Amen? Amen. Beautiful. Thanks. So that is the third one. Serve your siblings. And number 4. Loving your spouse. This is interesting. Married people, raise your hand. Married. Okay, thank you. If you raise your hand, say it with me. I am blessed. I can see some wives looking at me. No, Father, I'm not blessed. Oh, yes. You are blessed. You are married. And here it is. Ephesians chapter 5 verse 25. All together. Husbands, love your wives as Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her. This verse is the favorite verse from husbands. They love this verse. Husband, they love this verse. All together read this. Wives, submit to your husbands as to the Lord, because the husband is the head of the wife, as also Christ is the church, himself being the Savior of the body. I remember a friend of mine said to me, Father, my wife is a very submissive wife. She submits to me, and I choose my wife very well. But I want you to know, Father, that in reality, 99% of the decision come from her. Why? Why? Said why? Because I love her. And those 99% of the decision are small decisions. I'd rather go and follow her preferences. And the 1% are in life are the very crucial and important decision. And I am the father, I am the husband, I will be the head. And he said, Father, I never gone to my wife and said, sweetheart, I'm the head of the household. You submit to me. He said, I never said that, Father, and I don't need to. Let each one of you love his wife as himself, and let the wife see that she loves her husband. Right? 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 Love? Right. I will read to you again. However, let each one of you love his wife as himself. And let the wife see that she loves her husband. Wrong. It should be what? Respect. What did I say? Okay. You want to have a great marriage? Those of you who are single and want to get married one day, raise your hand. I want to have a great marriage. I saw someone raising their hands. I think he is 72. That's what you call faith. Sister, that's faith. Hallelujah. Here it is. Here it is. If you want to have a great marriage, follow this one. This one. All together, read.
This is what the Bible says. Wife wants to be loved. Husband wants to be respected. It's deep. Wife wants to be loved. Husband wants to be respected.
When a wife is not loved, she cannot respect. And the husband does not feel respected, it's difficult for him to love. Amen? And it's a vicious cycle. Very simple. Text her in the morning, text her in the evening. Honey, did you eat your lunch? Honey, where are you now? And she's okay. Simple text. Very shallow. That's easy. Wives, raise your hands. Tell me if I am right. You want to feel important, right? You want to feel cherished? You want to feel precious? Valued in the hearts of your husbands? Yes. Husbands, raise your hands. Tell me if I am wrong. You want to be respected by your wife? You want your wife to hold you in the highest esteem. You feel good when your wife. You want your wife to hold you in the highest esteem? Okay. So you feel good when your wife says, sweetheart, I'm proud of you. I really admire you. A man wants his woman to believe in him. Wives, can I give you an assignment? When you go home, you write down how and why you respect your husband. How and why
you respect your husband. And then, you go to your husband and say, sweetheart, I wrote down stuff on a piece of paper. Why I respect you. And you know, what I really do respect you, and your husband say, can I say the list? Can I? And the husband will ask the list. Say it to me. He longs and hungers for the woman to say, you know, darling, thank you for working so hard for this family. I really, really admire you. Or, sweetheart, you're so good with the kids. I really respect you. Very simple now, very simple, but we don't do it anymore. We are not sweet anymore. We are not sweet anymore. Those who are married 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, they are not sweet anymore. Sitting beside each other and hugging each other, clutches each other, holding hands. They are not married, I'm sure. If you saw a couple, they sit as if the elephant can pass in the middle, and they don't look at each other, they are married. Right? They don't hold their hands anymore. Wives, respect your husbands. Husband, love your wife. That's it. Listen to me. You don't have to do that. Husband, sometimes you just come home with a small cake. Just a small cake. A $1 cake, $5 cake. And say, sweetheart, I just thought of you today. Here's the cake. You know, listen, the Europe trip and the cake, they are all bought 1 point only. That's 1 point. Cake is 1 point. Sometimes we feel proud. We gave her a Europe trip, a second honeymoon. We feel so happy. We feel so happy, husbands. We feel so great and proud. After the Europe trip, we think it will last for 3 to 4 months. No. It's just 1 point. Every day, you've got to show something, a sign of affection, a sign of love, that your wife is important, that your wife is precious to you. She wants to be loved. Amen? Husband. Oh, I have another here. Let's read this. A real man never hurts a woman, but very careful when you make a woman cry, because God counts her tears. The woman came out of a man's rib, not from his feet to be walked on, and not from his head to be superior, but from his side to be equal, under the arm to be protected, and next to the heart to be loved. Amen! Number 5. Okay. Copy. This is not marriage counseling, Number 5. Train your children. Train them early, train them often, train them now. This is very, interesting again. Fathers and mothers, raise your hands. Fathers and mothers. Everybody, those of you who are raising your hands, say, I am blessed. I am blessed. you really are. You gotta balance discipline with love, with affection. You got to be in charge. The term is, you got to be in charge. I was visiting a home. There was this 4 years old girl. She was watching wrestling. 4 years old girl watching wrestling? You know what is wrestling? There are better shows than that. I go to the mother and say, excuse me, why are you allowing your daughter to watch wrestling? And she answered, that's what she wants. Second, another example. I visited a family. We have 3 children. All the 3 children playing games in the iPad whole day. They don't study anymore. After school, get the iPad. I said to the mother, why are you allowing your children to do that? You should have only time for iPad, not all the time. And the parents said, that's what she wants. That's what they want. Mothers, fathers, kids need to know who's in charge in the family. You don't let the kids be in charge. You don't let the kids be in charge. Kids need to know parents are in charge. And you know, kids want that subconsciously in their hearts. They want their parents to be in charge. Here. But be in charge. Kids need to know parents are in charge. This is our problem right now. We let the children in charge of their life. There was this little boy, and for the first time, he wrote a story. He got a piece of paper. He wrote his own story. He invented the story. Once upon a time, etc., etc. That little boy wrote, he was so proud of this piece of paper. He goes to his mother, and says, Mommy, I wrote a story. And he was beaming from ear to ear. He was so happy. And you know, the mother, the caring mother, gets a piece of paper, a pen, and start crossing the word. Wrong spelling, crosses the wrong grammar, and fills the page, correcting that page. And then the mother did not know that the little boy was crying in front of her. And she was so shocked. When she gave the piece of paper to the boy was crying. And then a little boy says, Mommy, I did not want you to fix it. I wanted you to like it. That's what children want. They want. They want you to like them. Appreciate them. And parents sometimes, we correct so much. The whole day we correct. No, it's wrong. Look, it's wrong. And they wither and wilt, and their love tongue is empty. Parents, yes, discipline them, yes, tell them right or wrong, and be in charge. But, you know what the overall tenor of your relationship should be liking them. In Facebook, there is like, you will like the picture or whatever. What do you feel if you see, oh, plenty likes, plenty, you feel good, right? Your children, do you like them? If they come to you, Mommy, I came from school, this is my grade, I draw this. Do you like that? Oh, child, it's very nice. Continue. You do that? Yeah. So, the overall tenor of your relationship should be liking them. Amen? You can correct later, but you have to first establish. You will say, Son, you wrote this, even the words spelled wrongly. Oh, son, it's wonderful. It's wonderful. Even only have 5 words, once upon a time, you gotta like him. He loves you. He loves you. Then, when He loves you, He corrects you. Amen? That is our God. That is our God. That's how God treats us. When you go and pray to Him, He does not correct you that way. He loves you. He loves you then. When He loves you, He corrects you. Amen. Joy, love, forgiveness present in my family. Before you sleep, I want you to reflect. Do I have a loving family? Amen? That's it. Simple. How to build a loving family. The next is, I have a bonus talk. This is bonus. Very short. Bonus, additional. I will talk about parents. Special for parents. Is any one of you here today who do not like their parents? Or have issue with their parents? The reality is a lot of people have issue, conflicts, and hang-ups with their parents. This talk is one of the best talk that I have this year, because if you will not address this issue with your parents, it will hurt you. Throughout your whole life, I tell you my story already. Throughout my whole life, until I became priest, it hurts me. So if you will not address this issue with your parents, it will hurt you throughout your whole life. Your children and your children's children. And the future generation. Are you listening? Say, I'm listening. I will talk about horror parents. Most of the time, produce horror parents. I will talk about that. Horror parents. Read. Horror parents. Most of the time, produce horror parents. But the sin of uncontrolled temper, the sin of cruelty, the sin of violence, selfishness, the sin of addiction, even the sin of adultery, all those sins are passed to this generation, to the next generation. It's a cycle. That's why the Bible says, read.
Because your thousands, forgiving iniquity and transgression and sin, and that the means square guilty, visiting iniquity of the fathers upon the children, and upon the children's children, unto the third and to the fourth generation.
Why this happened? Ask me why.
Why?
Because When a father or an uncle, a mother, abuses the child, he will have anger in his heart. And his anger will hurt him. And here comes the revenge. Say revenge. It's there in their subconscious that he's angry. If he cannot take revenge, he will take revenge in his kids. Very sad. You know Hitler? Adolf Hitler? Adolf Hitler ordered to kill 6,000 Jews. Oh, million. Why? Because when he was a child, his father is very cruel to him. Very. If you read the life of Hitler, his father, a very cruel father, and he wanted a revenge. And he did this, killing of 6 million people. The most cruel person in the world. Psychology says, because of that, right now, in your generation, the cycle must stop. Say stop. If you fight for violence, the cycle will continue. If you fight violence with love, the cycle will stop. Abandon you, hurt you. You need to make a decision to forgive and to love. Amen? Are you listening? Yes. Kindly elbow your seatmate. I'm listening. Why are some parents horror parents? Read that. Because hurt people. The horror comes from the heart of the past. Perhaps they also had horror parents. Or perhaps they had horror situations that you could never imagine. Somewhere along the way, they got hurt. And they started hurting you. This is what I want you to do. Decide today that hurting must stop in your generation. The cycle stops with me. Say it loud.
The cycle stops with me.
Break the cycle. Amen. You want to break the cycle?
Yes.
Let me share with you the four most common horror parents in the world today. Ghost parents, number 1. Number 2, zombie parents. Number 3, vampire parents. And number 4, werewolf parents. I will explain one by one. Father, where did you get that idea? You will ask. Ghost parents. Let's see. Who are the ghost parents? They are the absentee parents. Answer, you are smiling. Ghosts. In the Philippines, there are 18 million solo parents. I don't know in St. Vincent, how many? Philippines, 18 million. Their spouses are ghosts to their children. I want you to know their sacrifice. How many Vincentian working abroad and sending money here to their family? You know how many percent? No. They are working because of us, because of the family, right? They go abroad, send money. What I want you to do, appreciate them, serve them, love them. If you resent them for not being physically there during the most important events of your life, forgive them. Forgive them. But this is more difficult. If your parent abandoned you, if your parent left your family and choose another one, you have to decide to move on. You cannot get stuck in your anger, or else you let the cycle of abandonment continue to your children and grandchildren. What you need to do is forgive the parent who abandoned you and still honor that person for being your father and your mother. Amen. I love the story of my friend Carl. Carl's father left him when he was 3 years old. Because his father left him, Carl lived in abject poverty. His mother worked as a maid for 20 years. Wherever his mother worked, little Carl worked there as well. When he was 6, his mother worked for a home that did not allow her to bring her son. So she rented a small windowless room and left little Carl to be alone for 12 hours every day. But Carl moved on and forgave his father in his heart. He did not want his anger to stop him from becoming a success. Today, my friend Carl is now a successful businessman. He is the president and part owner of 3 companies. Nothing big. Mind you, 2 of them are shipping companies and the 3rd is a mining company. Shock, I pity him sometimes. Most importantly, he's also an amazing father to his 3 daughters. The cycle has stopped with him. Tell someone beside you, stop the cycle. Zombie parents. If ghost parents are absentee parents, zombies are apathetic parents, physically, that is the physically present, but emotionally absent. These parents are physically present, but emotionally absent. Perhaps they are busy with other things, such as a job or business or friends. They are passive and uninvolved. They don't instruct. They don't discipline. They don't engage. They don't spend time with their kids. They let their kids run wild. And they don't care. Break the cycle again. Forgive them. They were ignorant. A mother came to me, bringing her child, 18 years old child. Father, can you talk to my teenage daughter? She already having sex with her boyfriend, Father. The mother in front of me, telling me, bringing her 18 years old, telling me that she have already sex with her boyfriend. What will I say? Do you think the 18 years of bad parenting can change the 5-minute talking to the child? Why did the child is doing that? Different kinds of boyfriends. You know, I discovered that the mother has 3 children with different fathers. And then this mother is talking to her child. And I discover the father of this mother, her father, is divorced. 3 wives, divorce, and a lot of children with different women. Oh gosh, ay. It's cycle. I did not research the grandfather. I don't want to get in trouble. I did not research anymore. Minano. I did. Tell someone beside you, let's break the... Father won't allow me to go. He doesn't believe in you, Father. I asked her, how old are you? She said, I'm 35. I told her, listen, I don't believe in your father either. Obey your father. But you are 35 years old. Decide for yourself. I suggested that she talk to her father and say, Dad, I honor you. Thank you for always looking out for me. Thank you for trying to protect me. I love you. But I have to do what I believe is good for me. I will go to the prayer meeting. I love you. Dad, bye. Question. Were your parents over-controlling? Or are you, as parent, are you over-controlling parent? Over-parenting was their way of loving you. See the good intentions behind their actions. Again, forgive them, love them, honor them, break the cycle. Say it, break the cycle. The cycle must stop with me. Amen? Number 4, almost finished. Werewolf. You know what is werewolf? Werewolf, how it looks? How it looks? Wolves, the wolves. No. Wait, what? Big man look like a wolf. Wolves is like a dog? Or a kind of dog? Werewolves are abusive parents. Sometimes you are guilty of this. They are verbal abuse, emotional abuse, spiritual abuse, and sexual abuse. Verbal abuse is very common. One day, I talked to a young man who grew up with a father who told him every single day of his life, "You are worthless, son. When you grow up, you will live a worthless life." I thought telenovelas were exaggerations. Sometimes, reality is worse. This young man told me, when I show my father my bad grades, he will tell me, "There's nothing in your brain. I'm wasting my money sending you to school." And in those rare moments, he said, when I give him a good report card, he will say, "This is it. And you are bragging about it? Be ashamed of yourself. This is not enough." And he said, when I wake up late, my father would tell me, "Lazy boy, you're of no use to us." But when I wake up early, he will say, "Wow, that's unusual. What no good thing are you up to?" Whew. Verbal abuse is deadly because words are prophetic. Amen?
Amen.
Let me tell you about this man. Growing up, he got into drugs, never finished his studies, and today at age 24, he doesn't have a job and lives a life without direction. He proved to his father's words, he proved his father's words are right. He lived a worthless life. I told him about the only way to break the cycle. I told him, forgive your father. That's the only way to break the cycle. And he screamed, no, I can't. He is a monster. Father, he is a monster. I can't forgive him. Yes, I said, I agree, he is a monster. He is a terrible man. But you still need to forgive him. If you don't, you will never get out of your mess. Because that anger will poison you. And your children will see your anger. And chances are high that they will imitate your mistakes. Let go of vengeance. Forgive your father. Move on. Break the cycle. Amen?
Amen.
Question. What kind of parents are you? Finish.
Going around, we want to use this song to have a little correction, our modus operandi of appreciation. So to support what the parish we use over this retreat, please deep down your pockets. I have decided. Once again, rounds of applause for this wonderful evening. It was great as usual. Once again, Father Rex, we didn't make any mistake in inviting you. I could understand the experience of Peter on last Sunday, who after seeing the glories of God, he said, is it not good that we build mansions here in St. Martin de Paris, that you continue to feed us with this wonderful food from heaven? So once again, thank you so much. And we see that as days go by, things get sweeter. And I believe tomorrow will be sweeter. As other ones will be greatest and sweetest and not going on. So thank you so much, brothers and sisters, for coming around. There are so many beautiful faces. I know only on Sundays, but wow, I see them other days in our church activities. We are growing. Corpus Christi, we are really growing. So thank you so much, those who came.